Hello, so it's been a minute. My name is Salima if you've never clicked on this channel, which you most likely have not. Before I start, I just want to say that the weather in New York right now is so beautiful. Today is March 27th and it is 70 outside. It's incredible and I feel like I've got a new pep in my step right now. So the topic I want to talk about today kind of built on my last video. If you have not watched it, it's basically about how embracing this softness and stillness of life and how much it changed how I viewed things, especially with, like just accepting my reality as my own and not comparing myself as much. Now, it is still a work in progress, and it probably will be for the rest of my life, but at least I'm there, and I know that it is so important to work on it. Today, we are so enthralled in this productivity culture that has, I think, become an epidemic all over social media, with everything maxing on your life, looks maxing, career maxing, lock in. All of this terminology, all of these phrases are counterproductive because the shutdown that you feel when you do not do this is going to set you back. I'm not making a video about how to be productive because that doesn't matter. I was studying for physiology when I had this existential crisis that just loomed over me, and I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. All of this constant locking in and these phrases that just support this lock-in productivity maxing, whatever the fuck. A peptide isn't going to answer the reason that you want this, the reason that you want to be so successful, because everybody wants success. You stop the machine. That is your body. That is you. This constant working. Or you enter a state in which you are viewing your life from a third perspective. So I was studying, okay, and I kind of just took a step back from my physical state, I guess, and I was just looking at my hands and just looking at myself, right, and I was just like, why am I doing this? That question rarely hits me, but then it did. Because what if I don't want a career? It almost feels scary for me to say, I don't know what I want to do with my life fully. I don't know what my passions truly are. I am a passionate person, and I mean that'll help me nurture my passions, but I don't exactly know what defines me. And it just made me think, can it be enough that I just want to be happy? Can't it be enough that my reason is I want to reach fulfillment, a state of just being content? Why are we spending from time periods 18 to 30 building a career that I hate to fucking say AI might take over in two? And it sounds so pessimistic for me to say this. I don't truly want to believe it, but at the rate that it's going at, also just to think about it in that perspective, it's so wishy-washy. Also, these are the pivotal moments of our life where we feel the most, I think. Maybe not the most, but we're feeling the most for the first time. Putting all of that energy towards learning how to be with yourself. Can't it be enough to maybe believe that your purpose is to understand other people more, understand yourself more through other people, to reach a certain point of tranquility that you get from introspection? What if that's my purpose? Would it be enough to say that? Or must I connect it to a career? Because you could have thought, well, your purpose very well could also be your, why does it have to go together at all? Because were we even meant, were we put on this earth to have careers, to to work to live? I don't know. I'm in college, and I sometimes think about how I very well could survive without college, but I am so conditioned into, believing that I need it. I've never once thought, what if I didn't go to college? until now. Like, I've never been comfortable with that thought even until recently, where I was like, but I could survive without college. What am I gonna do? I don't know yet. But like, see that even that thought process right there is like, if my parents heard that, they'd be like, the world has conditioned us into believing that not knowing what you want sets you back. But don't fret, because while you are in that transitional phase where you do not know what you want, go to college, change your major 200 times, but don't be so shameful as to show up at your parents' house when you graduate. I mean, I sure as hell would not end up there if I worked to afford living and devoted my life to, in my mind, to existing, feeling sadness, feeling happiness, feeling lost, and most importantly, I think learning what makes me smile, traveling. And you need money for that. Yes, I would be working instead of going to school to do what? To do that very thing. But that's not going to sustain you. And that's for me to figure out later, because why am I going to now build the next 20 years of my life into medicine or into law when a bot can take it over? Now, that's not why I shouldn't learn more about this. I'm just saying, like, putting it in that perspective, it kind of sets the priorities in a different way, I think. Shoot me in the head and hang me on my feet upside down, call me a witch for this, but I don't know, you don't owe anyone anything. And in the end, like I said before, when you die, the question that you ask yourself, or the thoughts that you have, aren't going to be about your career. They're going to be about whether or not you feel fulfilled. And I'm thinking about the death of Ivan Ilyich, and that short story, ever since I read it, has not left my mind, because it's like so devastating. Like, in the end, you're just like, no, no, oh, that sucks. Like, it's basically this man. He goes through his life, devotes it to his job and to his wife, to having a wife. Not necessarily to his wife, because like the whole entire like structure of his life, his family, like all of these things, is because he felt like he needed to like be on track with the social clock of development that you should follow to be a well-rounded individual, to have a good life. You define a good life for yourself. There's not one set universal idea of a good life, and it's what you define. It looks different for everyone, so it's like you can't exactly adopt this like constant productivity mindset, because you're not going towards the same goal. If your goal is to reach fulfillment, maybe that's and your fulfillment is going to look different from the next person. So I think it's just also just harsh to beat yourself up over it. And I know the things that I like. I like to write stories. I like to sing songs, write songs. I like to build the physical world of my imagination. I have like a whole brand clothing concept literally like plastered on my wall there. Like a whole, I guess, manifesto for it too. Like, I have so much fun doing that. And I don't know exactly where to start with that. Like, I mean, where to go with that, how to do it. But no matter what, if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. I think I have to get to that point where I know that it's just as fruitful to want it bad enough as doing well in school. And I want to travel, and I just can't help but wonder if that's enough. Can't it be enough to survive this world? Can't I dream for so long as I'm alive? It's bouncing between what people would say is realistic and idealistic. But why can't I just live straight in the middle? You want to reach a point of financial stability. Why do you want financial stability? And this is the question I ask myself too. This is what I asked myself when I like also like circled around to like, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Because I want to live. So why do I want so much excess? Why do I feel like I need so much excess? And that's just the comparison that you see when you're on social media. You're seeing people your age doing so well, having just like an insane amount of money, living such an opulent life, that is the goal. You don't just want what's comfortable. you want. This is not for everyone going to be so honest. This is my perspective on it. Like how I answered that is also what the goal is for me. I think that's what's reflective of it. What stumps me is that when I'm in this like motor controlled body that just goes and goes and goes and goes, the goal is that excess. Why? Why do I want it? I still don't know. Like I still don't fully know. I don't know if it's jaded, but I sure as hell am glad that I'm like questioning why I want it. Because maybe soon I will come to a better understanding of what truly would make me feel fulfilled, and if that would really make me feel fulfilled. And the idea of even, I guess, like just happiness, it's like if you look for it, you'll never find it. You kind of have to just live with gratitude. And I spoke so much about that in my last video and how important it is for me to feel, because that's truly that feeling right there. Gratitude is what makes me feel the happiest, and it's because you're going through life with the contentness. You're going through life with the feeling of fulfillment for everything that you have. So much so that you're not looking for the next thing, and if the next thing is good and it hits you, you're like, wow, this is amazing. You're not thinking of like a better. You're not going to be like, you're not creating room to be disappointed. I might be going off track now, but I just wanted to say, if there's anything that you can take from this video, it's that you don't have to be this productive machine, because that's not what defines who you are. And your career does not define who you are, and your passion in your career should not be fully put together unless, like, honestly, like, it's great to have a career in which you're passionate about, but your passions as a human is not what your career is, because that's not all you are. What makes you money, what is the reason that you can afford living, is not your purpose. And your purpose goes much deeper than that. Stop comparing yourself. Genuinely stop comparing yourself. Literally, all of this lock-in maxing bullshit, it's bullshit. Because you have time. And though life can feel so short, you still have so much time. Tomorrow, there's a tomorrow. The years may go fast, but they're still years. You don't have to be amazing and you already are amazing. You don't have to reach these insane goals by the time you're 20. And I'm sure you believed this is what I should have by 25. Don't even think about what you should have by 25. Just live. Just live. Find what makes you happy. Find what makes you smile as a person. And hope that is what you have by 25, or that you're closer to that by 25. Because many people don't even know their purpose until they fucking have kids. And I'm not putting like a date point or anything on that, like when you should have kids. The social developmental fuck. I'm sorry. I saw this sign when I went to Connecticut on a spontaneous trip with my boyfriend. I'm gonna put it right here. I really liked what it said. I really, 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 really appreciated what it said. Listen to that. Okay? You've got tomorrow. And the day after. Tomorrow's a new day. Enjoy your life. Really suck the enjoyment out of it. Enjoy it so fucking much. Because that's what you'll think about when you die, not your career. Not how much you life maxed. Okay? You deserve to find what makes you happy, and you deserve to know that is literally, that's enough.